or will do in a few years' time. I'll teach you.
You would be a cool boy. You were like a river, a slave driver. You were like the Roman emperors.
What? Eliza, Georgiana, did you hear what this rat said to me?
Mama! Pull her off! She's attacking my cousin and John. You dare to fight Master John?
Has ever anyone seen such a picture of passion?
Lock her in the rosary.
The red room?
She will stay there until I let her out.
Unjust, right, my reason. Unjust.
Hold her arm, Bessie. She's like a mad cat.
Her shame is there. Strike out my own master. Master, am I his servant?
You are less than a servant, for you do nothing for your keep. If Miss Reed were to turn you out, you would go straight to the poorhouse.
But she's my aunt. They are my cousins.
Do not consider yourself equal to the Mrs. and Master Reed. They will have a great deal of money, and you will have none. It is your place to be humble. Now will you sit still, or shall I tie you up?
No, I'll be still.
What we tell you is for your own good, Miss Jane. Try to behave. Come out of it. I'm scared to stay in this haunted place.
Haunted?
Your uncle died here 9 years ago.
Even from the distance of so many years, I still feel the heat of that ceaseless internal question. Why? Why did I suffer thus?
Poor Miss Jane is to be pitied at it.
If she were a pretty little child like Miss Georgiana, one might pity her for loneliness. But how could someone care for such a plain little toad?
I was hated because I was plain. But I could not see it then. All I could see was that I was in the room where my dead uncle had laid in state. My dead uncle, who if he had lived would have treated me kindly. Bessie had told me that if dead men in their graves were troubled that their last wishes had not been fulfilled, that they would revisit the earth to exact a punishment. I stared at those walls, willing my dead uncle to come back and save me from this hell. Help! Help! Bessie, take me all the way out! Save me!
Miss Eyre, are you ill? Are you hurt?
What a dreadful sound!
I heard the rushing of wings. I called. There was a ghost.
Haunted.
Another naughty trick.
What is all this? She wants to stay here until I let her out.
She screams so loud now.
Let go of her hand. Leave this room. I abhor artifice even in children.
I saw my Uncle Reed.
What?
I saw my Uncle Reed. He knows how you treated me. All of you. How you locked me up and wished me dead.
You shall remain here the entire night.
No! Please, Aunt, don't lock me up! I often forgive my aunt. She believed me to be a troubled and wanton child. To her I was, but to her I owe much mental suffering.
Come. Mrs. Eyre let you out. Don't cry, Miss Jane.
I cry because I'm miserable.
Mrs. was rather too hard. Here, I brought you your little doll.
With what absurd sincerity I doted on this little scarecrow of a doll. I could not sleep unless it was folded in my nightgown. Human beings must love something. Bessie, they all hate me. Master John struck me several times. What can I do?
Have you no other relatives, miss?
Aunt once mentioned poor relations somewhere.
You might be happier with poor relations.
I don't think I'd like to be poor.
Or wouldn't you like to go to school?
My aunt, it seemed, had reached the same conclusion. I was summoned to her presence.